tell you something, brother. This might be the best OG Kush I've ever had. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. You just said a mouthful, brother. I'm higher than helicopter butt. Listen, though, Hulkster. Young Lurch has been running his mouth on that podcast. BlazeTheBingoHall podcast needs to show some respect to the veterans, brother. I say we run in there and show Young Lurch and his guest just exactly who the OGs of this game are, What you gonna do, BlazeTheBingoHall podcast, when the Macho Man and the Hulkster run wild on you? Ooh, yeah. Give me like 10 minutes, though, because I'm really, really stoned. Oh, yeah.
Welcome into Blaze the Bingo Hall. I'm your host with the most, Young Lurch. As always, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, I want you guys to go ahead and check out St. Anky Flowers if you hadn't had a chance from our last few episodes. This is one of our sponsors. You can scan that QR code. They are a nationwide health and wellness company. Get your mind, body, and soul protected. Go ahead and check them out. Today we are joined by the Bismarck butcher himself, Buddy Badcock. Buddy, I appreciate you for coming by and blazing it at the Bingo Hall.
Yeah, dude, anytime, man. I'm super excited. I've been listening to your podcast now for like the last 2 weeks, dude. So
awesome.
It popped up. I was like, man, yeah, this is sick. So
I appreciate that. How'd you first discover it? It just popped up out of nowhere? Or?
Yeah, it was on Facebook. I saw a clip with I saw JB was on it, and
that was a great episode.
Yeah, man. I love him, dude. He's super cool. Yeah. Then I've just been like, I listened to the Mickey Knuckles one, and then I don't think of what else. I've listened to several of the One Man Crew episodes, and
he's our most return guest. I don't know what the hell I was about to say there.
yeah.
I actually just recorded another episode with him recently that'll be coming out soon, and he's kind of laying it all out on the line once again. As if you've watched any of them, you know how he rolls.
Oh yeah, dude, he just goes in deep, dude. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I appreciate you for stopping by, and we'll get right into it. So let's start from the top. What pulled you into professional wrestling from in the beginning?
So it's kind of a weird story. So of course, like I loved it when I was a kid. I grew up during the Attitude Era. So. It's like probably like fourth grade, I think I was at home and I skipped church with my grandparents. I was like, I'm not feeling good, because I think it was like a night that it was the same night as the Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker and Mankind.
Nice.
And that shit fucked me up when I was a kid because I ended up calling my grandparents afterwards, like, hey, when you guys getting home? I'm kind of scared, because he's like, a cage. It was hilarious, but like. I started watching it then I dropped off for a while, and then I around 20 I started doing mixed martial arts, like training jiu-jitsu and stuff. Fresh out of high school. I got kicked out of high school when I was like 17 because I was just always in fights and just a shithead, man. And I ended up going to different gyms for a while. Then I landed at a spot in Little Rock, and my buddy had been training for a second, and British catch wrestler Billy Robinson was there. If you don't know who that is, he was like British Empire champion for a long time. He wrestled everybody, and he was like a legit shooter. He would like fuck people up, man. Like he was hired by Vern Gagne to beat up Andre the Giant in AWA when he would get out of hand, So there's like there's a lot of Billy stories out there, but so I started dabbling in catch wrestling and like learning for him for about 2 years, and he passed away in 2014. And yeah, I mean, it just like the stories he told us about the road and like wrestling and stuff, it was just it was really cool. And it was a breath of fresh air to know that like pro wrestling was real. Like it was a real combat sport. So it was pre-MMA, so it was like not a lot of people know that Abraham Lincoln was a catch wrestler. He was a professional wrestler, and he would fight no holds barred fights against boxers, things like that. So I got into it from that, and just hearing his stories, and then I got injured in 2015. I tore my knee out, stopped training, and kind of got fat and stuff. And later down the road, me and my stepson were having a conversation about you can do whatever you want to. And he was like, well, you always wanted to be a professional wrestler. Why didn't you do that? And I was like, you're right. So literally the next day I just got up and went and found a place to train. And,
Really?
Yeah.
It just was like, it clicked like, oh, what he said probably was like, oh, you're right. Like, I got to go do this.
Yeah. That was, I'm 37 now. So I started training when I was 33 and I picked up pretty quick, so I just was like, yeah, well, he's right. Like I need to go do this. Just might as well. I'm a big ass kid, dude. I like to have fun. So let's just go do it, So.
I love hearing that story. And it's very similar to like we mentioned JB's story where he's, still relatively new to the game and as far as how long he's been doing it, but the amount of stuff that you both have accomplished, it's, you guys are kind of going through the motions really fast or, compared to some people that's like, hey, they might not get their shine till 15 years in or 20 years in, or maybe never get, any type of recognition. So, I always like that when you go all in on yourself and, it's like, fuck it. Like, what do I got to lose? Go for it,
Yeah, man. We both have like a similar background. We're both like hardcore and metal. I mean, that's like a repeating theme throughout this podcast. I've heard several people talk about that, but it is that DIY mentality. It's like you can't wait around for something to happen. You got to make it happen. And that's what I had to do. It's just I'm in Arkansas, so there's no like the scene here is very small. There's probably maybe like 3 deathmatch dudes, and you just kind of get stuck in a place, or you just have to get outside of it and just go and just make it happen. So I've had a lot of help along the way, and I'm really grateful for those people. So and instilling the belief in me, that's a big thing for me. Is like I'm imposter syndrome, like all that shit, but you got to bite the bullet, man, and just like bet on yourself sometimes and just go for it. So,
yeah. I mean, that's the way I look at it, man. If you bet on yourself, it's only up to you at the end of the day. You're only gonna let yourself down. So, hey, that might as well go all in. Yeah. You mentioned jujitsu. Was that something that helped you kind of channel that, when you're going through, having fights and stuff in school? That was kind of an outlet for you to be able to kind of like hone things in a little bit at that age?
Not really.
Okay.
I was obsessed with fighting. Like my grandma would tell you, like I was such a sweet kid until they took me to go see the first Ninja Turtles movie. And like from then on, dude, it was like I was at the video store trying to watch like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and Above the Law, like Steven Seagal, just martial arts movies in general. And I just was obsessed with like fighting from the get-go, dude. Like so I was just like a turd. And then I had an environment where it was like a controlled environment, but it was also like MMA used to be like even more wild than it is now, where you could sign a waiver and just come in and fight somebody at a gym. And I happened to train at Gracie Baja gym for a second, and that's like what it was like. It was like if you showed up and you wanted to fight, like by all means, like let's sign a waiver and go. So
another able body for them to throw around and do some moves on, right?
Well, yeah, it was like the whole idea was you wanted to prove yourself. You wanted to prove that you could fight and that system worked. So that's like what it was founded on. So yeah, that's a whole different world. Like that world exists among regular world, and then like if you're only doing that all the time, that's the only thing that exists to you. So when you go to like other places like bars or whatever, people want to fight, and you do that all the time. It's normal, so it really kind of just like fed into that. So I knew that I had to stay busy. If not, I was going to get in more trouble. So, and I was just super impulsive, man. Like, that's I think most people that are into this genre of wrestling, especially if they're wrestlers, we're all impulsive. We're just all fucked up kids, man. So it's like we just like love extreme shit, and we're all like that. It's one of the I feel like deathmatch is one of the last bastions of like art form that hasn't been watered down, with politics. But they're, and I'm not from like where these big scenes are at, and I'm starting to learn that there is some political shit going on with these groups and that stuff.
Yeah.
But I stay out of that. I don't give a shit. I'm just glad that there's like fans and we all like the same stuff and that we all have the same thing in common. We're all passionate about it, so.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like you said, like one of the last, I feel, true art forms that's out there that, it isn't for everybody, but the people that are into it, it's almost like a brotherhood, or like, everyone has that same sort of bond, so. But for you, when did you realize deathmatch wrestling was something you wanted to do and not just watch? Did you start off in deathmatch, or was it?
No, so me and my best friend, we both had trained catch wrestling together, but he trained with Billy for 5 years, and I only got to train off and on with him. And so, like, we were obsessed with like British wrestling, just like Johnny Saint and Terry Rudge, of course, Billy. And so we decided we were going to do tag team wrestling, and we started a tag team called Hell Patrol. And there's a video that went viral several years ago where it's like the Coke Hogan video. I don't know if you remember that, where the dude's like putting cocaine on the rope and grabbing the guy's head, making him snort it off. And
no, I missed that.
I've
seen cocaine. I've seen cocaine, but not Coke Hogan.
yeah. So like we I'm in that tag match with him, and we're going against oh man, I can't think of the tag team right now. Los Crudos, which is Avon. Well, it wasn't even Axel's Baracho. He's in TFC. He's the one that gets his head across the rope and has to do the cocaine. But that went viral. So we started the tag team, and then I always like wanted to dabble in deathmatch. I watched it for a long time, and like Schlack and all those dudes. And I just am so like I said, anything that's like an extreme version of anything, I'm gonna find that and I'm gonna be into it. So yeah, I started with tag team wrestling, and then later on, there's a guy here named Sleazy E. He puts on Natural State Wrestling, so he's a pillar in the Arkansas wrestling community, but he's like he's the first deathmatch guy within recent years to kind of have a pop. He like did a spot where they stapled a pizza to his head in the middle of a match, and it was a good time. And he's a character, but really without him, like I owe a lot to him because he's kind of like put me in positions to just bust my ass and prove myself, so I'm grateful for that.
What do you think? Is it just because, is there like any like commission or anything out there that holds you guys back from doing certain things, or you think it's just not a huge demand for deathmatch in your area? Is that why it's not as prevalent?
There used to be a commission. There is still one, and like honestly, there had been some talk about starting to do blood work and stuff like that, which I feel like if you're doing this kind of wrestling and not getting blood work done, it's insane.
Yeah,
but, we don't really have a whole lot of involvement. They don't dip their toes into deathmatch often, so we haven't really had any issues just yet. There's just been a couple things that popped up, but they were involved way before I wrestled, so I heard it was like a shit show. But no, like the scene here is like, I don't know, it's like everywhere else. It's real political. You got the typical trope of like deathmatch wrestling isn't wrestling, and but the wrestling here, except for a really handful of shows, it really fucking sucks, dude. And because you got so many gatekeepers that try to hold everything down. But I feel like it's growing drastically, especially with like the Natural State Wrestling. And we put on a show at this place called Vino's in Little Rock, and it's like a punk rock hardcore venue. It's like a pizza place attached to it and a brewery, and it's called TAC. What is it? Take on all comers, but if you're in the know, it's Take a Come Wrestling. Me and a bunch of buddies we're kind of tired of the scene in Arkansas, just because they're just those kind of people. They just like don't want you to do anything cool. It's all the same shit over and over again. It's like, here's this fat, out of shape dude with a pot belly putting on tights and making everybody look terrible. And then they're like, oh, I'm an athlete. And it's like, bro, this is insane. And it's like,
It is insane when you come across those people, and it's just like the delusion in some people's head, and they think that they're actually fooling people, and it's like, bro, like if you could only step outside the box for a minute and look at like you said, like, oh yeah, like this guy, like 400 pounds, like I'm an athlete.
Yeah,
What the hell
there's
is happening?
plenty, dude. There's plenty of dudes that like are fucking athletes that are huge, like they're big
Oh
guys.
yeah,
Well,
oh
they
yeah.
don't move, but like Jesus, man, like you just got some shitty tights off Amazon, and you're
Yep. Playing cosplay wrestler, you know.
it's crazy, man, so
Yeah.
crazy. So we just didn't like want to have to put up with that shit, and like the shitty egos in the locker rooms and all that. It was just a whole lot. So we started doing that show several years ago. It's been pretty successful, and uh, we're we're the largest, like most like accomplished, I'd say, um, show in Arkansas as far as wrestling goes. And so it's a lot of fun. It's very like it's every genre of wrestling possible. It's like comedy wrestling. You have like super technical wrestling. My buddy William Blackwell is
Mhm.
he calls himself the Dollar General William Regal, but he's like phenomenal at wrestling. Like it's insane. So I've learned a lot from him. And then I don't know if you're familiar with Buck Skinner. You know who that is?
I'm not sure. It
He's
doesn't ring a
a
bell.
he's a New Japan graduate, and he's been on some stuff with New Japan, and done some matches with Fred Rosser, and then also he's been on Circle Six several
Okay.
times. He was just on New Fear City. He wrestled Casanova Valentine.
Okay.
So he's a big dude. He's like damn near 7 foot tall, big afro. He's just super
Does he
cool. But
does he wear a mask and overalls?
no,
Okay.
no. He was Bigfoot whenever they did the Circle Six show. I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen that
I
or
don't think
not,
I've seen that. No.
which makes sense because he's huge. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
Yeah, Natural State Wrestling. Yeah, they came up a few months ago on my Instagram feed, and I follow them. They're definitely making some noise for you guys out that way.
Yeah. Like I said, Sleazy's like he's a pillar, dude. Like there's nobody else like that guy. He's just he knows so much about deathmatch stuff, and he knows everybody. Like it's kind of crazy, but he's a really great guy. He's done so much for this community. So
Oh yeah. What's one thing do you think that people misunderstand about deathmatch wrestling or the people who do it?
um, though we don't know how to wrestle, like that's the big thing. Like I stopped the other day at a show. It was like a trainee show. I just happened to come across it on Facebook. I was like, this is right down the road from my house. I'm just gonna go hang out, and show up. And guy was like, I'm interested in booking you, but I want to see you do some matches where you don't have anything, because the deathmatch guys are not wrestle. And I was like, yeah, never mind, dude. Because it's like, well,
Like
if you take away,
you already rubbed me the wrong way. Like yeah.
yeah, it's like if you take away all the elements like the weapons and stuff, there is only wrestling. It's like if I'm getting a Samoan through glass, if we take the glass out of it, it's just a Samoan. Like, what's the difference here? And then I'm not gonna. I will agree that there is a lot of shitty storytelling in deathmatch wrestling.
Mhm.
I feel like there needs to be better storytelling.
Or just
And
lack thereof.
yeah. And then also there is a lot of people that are not not good at wrestling that are doing it, but uh, those people are they're getting picked out of
We
the crowd pretty quick. So
I say usually those type of people kind of get weeded out relatively
yeah,
fast. You know what I mean? They usually don't last too long.
yeah.
Um, you recently though, took part in IWA's Carnage Cup. What was that
Yeah.
experience like overall? I got a few picks. I'm gonna pull up here.
Yeah. Oh man, that was crazy. Like I just sent
You
them.
and Necro.
Yeah, fuck, dude. That was crazy shit, man. Like, uh, I I guess they had a guy like fall off, and I'd been asking, for a while. They just messaged him, hey, like, can you got a spot? I would love to, try out. And then out of nowhere, they just were like, yeah, we had a guy fall off. Like you would. It's like, sure. My buddy Joseph Tibbs, he has the ring that they use, and he's an
Mhm.
Arkansas guy. So he'd been talking to him for a second about me, and then I recently, before that, I did a show in Memphis at a Memphis Street Fight and wrestled Nathan Mowry.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've seen the clip of me taking that syringe bat.
I didn't.
So
that sounds gnarly though.
yeah. We did it's called a Bats Out of Hell match. So there's 5 bats, and the way you won is if you used 3 of the 5 bats, and one of those bats was had insulin syringes on it, and about 100 of them. But I ended up getting hit with that in the head. Needles broke off my head and stuff. So, but yeah, I'd done that show, and Joseph was there, and he's like, I've been trying to talk to him about getting you on. That spot in particular, somebody showed it to Kevin, and then they wanted me on because he likes like the craziest shit possible. So, but yeah, and then they just announced it was like me, Necro Butcher, and Satu Jin, and I was like, what the fuck is going on right now, dude? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I did see your promo that you released when when you found out who it was going to be, and you pulled your phone up and stuff. I was like, oh, this is pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Like, and from that like Memphis Street Fight show, Insane Lane was on that show too, and he walked up to me, and like I knew who he was, so I didn't want to like mark it out, whatever. He came up to me and was like, "What's up, buddy?" I was like, "How the fuck do you know who I am, dude?" And so we've like developed a pretty good friendship. I've gotten like a lot of like old school dudes that I talk to almost every day that like are in my corner, and Lane's one of them, and it's awesome. So he made his comeback on Carnage Cup, but yeah, Carnage Cup was crazy. Like, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody drink 300 beers, man. Like, Necro's a fucking different animal, dude. Like,
a machine.
Yeah, man. Like, kind of. We had talked for a second, and just I was like, well, how do you want to do this? He said, we're just gonna go out there and fight. I was like, all right, hell yeah, dude, let's do it. And so that first 5 minutes of us just brawling, So he fucking hits so hard, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the size of his fist too, or like fucking the size of 2 fists of some people.
Yeah, he does like 270 knuckle push-ups a day, and he's 53 years old. And he's a man's man, It's like I know that there's like a lot of like controversy or whatever, but the dude's super cool, and he's been super cool to me. But I mean, like, yeah, it was like some pure like dig down shit. Like, no, we're gonna fight, and he wasn't kidding, man. Like, and he can also wrestle. That's what's crazy is like I tried to shoot in on him, and he stuffed my takedown, and then we ended up getting like a leg lock battle. Like, I had him in a knee bar, and then I reversed it into a straight ankle lock, and then he countered it with a straight ankle lock, and then we both were cranking on each other. My ankle's still fucked up, by the way, but like once I started kind of getting the better of the exchange, he started stomping on my face. So I was like, oh fuck, all right.
I think I seen you also had him in like an arm bar too, right? Or that might have been Satu Jin.
Yeah, no, I got him in an arm bar, and then he countered it and got up, and then we started just fighting. So
there he is, laying him in.
Yeah. I actually I did have a professional boxing license too, but I never got to fight. I was gonna fight, and then I kept having opponents drop off and stuff, and then I just kind of gave up on it. But I did learn how to box. You can't really tell when we watch that match because like when I first get up, he sticks me and almost knocks my ass out. So
yeah.
My footwork was all kind of fucked up, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna go out, dude, I'm gonna go out on my shield. Let's just do this shit. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It looked like it was for shoot. It looked like Matthew Justice just got knocked out recently with their fight they just had over in Circle 6.
Oh, he for sure got knocked out, dude.
Yeah,
he didn't. Yeah. Dude, the match after the next day, because the way that the tournament worked was it was all the matches were 3 ways. So if you got pinned, you were out of the tournament, and the other 2 guys advanced. And so Satu hit me with a bat, and then did a fireman's or a Death Valley driver on me, and then pinned me. But the next day, he wrestled Jay Blade, and I've seen some violent shit, dude. That was the most violent fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. He was like, that dude's not very big, and Nick was just headbutting the shit out of him, and like,
oh, that's the one. That's the guy he hit with the steps too, right? Where
dude, dude, like he slammed him through a board with a barbed wire on it, and his foot got caught. And the ref was like trying to like undo the dude's foot, and Necro just goes, "If you let that motherfucker loose, I'll kill you." And I was like, "Yeah, man, he will do that. So you better as well just don't even fucking worry about it, bro." And he's like dragging him by his fucking feet by the barbed wire, and like won't let the dude get up. And he does a small package like roll-up pin on him with barbed wire and a board attached to him because he was like, I have to get the fuck out of here, dude. And he got the victory, but man, it was crazy, dude.
Gnarly. Yeah, I mean that stair spot when you see the impact hit, you just see this guy's body just like completely just shift the whole other way, and just like it was almost like it reacted after the fact by being hit.
That was the second time he got hit with it too. It was like the first time it was a pretty good lick, dude, but not man, like it was like he was like, nope, I'm gonna fuck this dude up. And yeah. And then afterwards he's just like
as nice as could be.
Yeah, let's have some beers, man. And that old man parties, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had told you when you reached out that he was sitting behind me at TOD this year, and it was just like getting alternative commentary of him just going on, do this, do that, whatever, pounding beer, smoking joints. So it was a good old time. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I don't even know, dude. He's got some crazy genetics.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big dude, but he's a big dude. It's
So when did you first learn you were going toe to toe with someone as seasoned and unpredictable as Necro? You said it just kind of it came out of someone else injured, next man up. Kevin, I guess, reached out to you and was like, "Hey, would you be interested?" Or
there's a guy that books for me. His name's Tyler. He had hit me up. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't even know what the match was. It was just like how I found out was Necro messaged me. He said, "Hey, I guess it's gonna be me and you." And I was like, "What the hell, dude? This is crazy, man." And yeah, so I don't know. It's surreal. I mean, this year has been crazy for me because it's like I had such a shitty time the last couple of years. Like I kind of had some stuff going on. I in the middle of a divorce and like stuff with my old job. I used to work with homeless kids, and like my grant ran out, and I had been there for like 7 years. Like all this stuff was going on, so I was just kind of having like a shitty time. And then I really just decided to devote my time to wrestling, and so when I did, it just like things started happening. So
yeah,
but yeah,
that's awesome. So after the cup, though, what was your mindset? Was it proud, hungry for more, or just trying to heal up also at the same time?
Everything, all that. So I'm just like, I'm just staying on top of it. Whatever opportunities I can get right now, I'm going, trying to hit them. Just trying to hit everything, especially for as the holidays come up. I feel like it's going to get slower and slower. So I'm just trying to knuckle down and just go like wherever anybody will have me and whatever opportunities present themselves. So.
Now, do you take only strictly deathmatch bookings, or will you also take, I guess, like family-friendly bookings or normal ones, or they're just not really your cup of tea?
I'll do family-friendly bookings, but I really like deathmatch a lot. It's just I just feel like there's so much you can do with that genre. It's like I'm not stuck in one box. We can touch every single base we need to. So it's. But I will do that. I mean, I do kid friendly stuff, but it's like it's hard for one if you're a deathmatch wrestler, you automatically get pigeonholed, and then the other thing is like my name, so it's like
Yeah.
like, he's got cock in his name. You can't.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't even pick that beat because of that shit. So it's crazy, but. It does sound like a cool porn name.
Yeah. How did you come up with the name?
So growing up, my parents always just called me Buddy, and then so nobody ever called me anything else. It was just that, and then I used to do referee Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, and you get on the road, and it's like I was younger. Me and all my friends were all like hardcore kids, metal dudes, and. You get to where it's like you got enough money to get to where you're going to go to work, but you didn't have enough money to eat. So we would dine and ditch like Cracker Barrel all the time. And you were like thinking about like outlaw gang names. and we're in Tennessee, and we passed this furniture store called Badcock Furniture, and I was like, dude, we're the Badcock boys, you know. And it's so funny is like there was a show that was on that Mike Judge made. It's called Tales from the Tour Bus, and they do one on George Jones. And what they do is the first season's like country singers, and then the second season's like funk musicians. But the country season they had George Jones on there, and George Jones ends up getting sponsored by Badcock Furniture, and he like takes all the shit that's on his tour bus off and like puts this furniture in there, doesn't nail any of it down, and like gets hammered, and they're on the road, and he like flips the van. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, like how that all kind of went full circle. So but
it's pretty funny. So each one of you guys, your Buddy Badcock, and then everybody had their own, I guess.
Yeah, no, my tag partner, he wrestled too, but he didn't want to have like the same last name, so we never did anything like with it. But it was just purely like, you know, the asshole guys in your western town that rob people, and you gotta have a shootout with them. You know, it's like you gotta be careful about those Badcock boys. You know, so we're coming to your Cracker Barrel.
Hell yeah, and we're not paying.
What a shitty setup too. It's like we always tip though. We did always tip, but you know, as you bring the receipt to the table, and then you're like, okay, you just go up to the front in a whole other room that nobody. Whatever, and you just walk the fuck out, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I would never do anything like that now. I'm a grown man.
No. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I've done it a few times when I was younger too. You know, it's like you're a dumb young kid, whatever. It's like, you know, but now I look back, you're like, yeah, that's a little.
It's really just paying homage to like the best time of my life, man. You know, it's really what it is. You know, it's just I was getting to referee sick jiu-jitsu matches and travel, you know, with your best friends and debauchery, man. It's very much like pro wrestling, you know, jiu-jitsu referee for that company. Anyways, for us, it was because we were just animals. So, yeah.
So you also competed at Tarp of Death this year. How did that event come compared to like say Carnage Cup?
That is a very like it was such a crazy setup in a lot of ways. Like the I like when you fight, you know, like an actual fight, there's something that happens like where you kind of just get in the zone. Dude, that swear to God, that felt like what the fuck like sword fight would be like, you know, on a battlefield. We couldn't hear shit. There's so many people around, you know, so you couldn't even hear people say start. And so me and Baracho were just kind of sitting around like, well, fuck it, dude, let's just go. So we were the ones that popped it off. We actually started just fighting each other. And then there's just pure chaos. There's like no way to describe it other than that. We had some things that were like happening, and then I don't really want to go into exactly what it is because I ended up just getting really pissed. I wanted to beat the fuck out of somebody that was there, and I had to like keep my emotions in check. So I just kind of bailed and was like, I can't, you know, it's like I'm 37, dude. I'm not trying to like I don't need to get in street fights, like especially in the middle of like a place where you're trying to, you know, make it known you're there. You don't want to set a shitty example. And plus, like earlier that day, somebody already got their ass beat anyway. So it's like,
yeah,
you gotta.
I was right by there when that debacle went down. So
yeah. So, like it surreal moment. I mean, like I'm in the same locker room as like fucking Nick Gage and Akira and. You know, and then like some of these dudes I've been talking to online for a while, like, you know, Phil Insane shows up and he's hanging out. We ended up like, you know, getting to meet each other for the first time and, you know, like followed JB for a while and so getting to meet him and, you know, it was surreal, man. I feel like if I get the opportunity to go back, I'm going to do it a whole different way. But yeah, it was chaotic as fuck, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely a gnarly. I don't think it can be replicated with the weather and how everything just kind of transpired with the, you know, elements. It's a one of one.
That shit was so fucking metal, dude. Like all the blood mixed with the rain and everybody just fighting on it. It's like I had to turn it off, dude, because I was like really like in fight mode. Like when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, dude, we're about to kill each other. And I was like, no. Like you're here to do a job, dude. You gotta turn that off. So this is wrestling. You can't just like, you know.
Was there
go ahead.
Good. You're good.
I was going to say that's like how I look at deathmatch, especially for the people who don't like it and they don't think it's wrestling. I was explaining to them, I was like, what did the Spartans do with their kids before they picked up a sword? They taught them how to wrestle.
Yep.
So it's like it's the most advanced version of wrestling, in my opinion. And I think what's going to happen is all these normie wrestlers that talk shit about deathmatch, there's gonna be there right now. There is like such a huge growth in that eventually it's going to be so popular that all these guys talking shit about it, they're going to have to do death matches. It's like the shit's on TV. Like you got John Moxley doing a Facebook on a bed of nails, dude. Like there's no way that it's not going to take off. And people are so tired of like just watered down like fake shit. Everybody's starving for something extreme. It's like hardcore of all things is in the last couple of years like made it to where it's like it's on the Jimmy Kimmel show. You're watching a hardcore band play on Jimmy Kimmel and people are like fucking kicking the shit out of each other in a crowd on national TV. And those type of people are also into deathmatch stuff. I mean, like so many hardcore kids love deathmatch wrestling,
Oh,
so I feel like it's on the rise, and it's one of those things where are you talking shit about this because you're scared? Like, because it can be really scary, for some people, but it's like they're just gonna have to do it, dude. But I really do look at wrestling in general as a combat sport because it is. I mean, it really is. It's like there's so many different elements to it. But like I said, we're wrestling with weapons. Like that's some 300 shit, dude. Like especially on that tarp, it's like there's stuff I was getting hit with that I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, that was crazy. And you're like going, I guess I'm going to hit somebody with this thing. I hope it, just wish for the best once you get out there. So.
Yeah, something you just kind of said, like you said, it was like a almost like back in the day during the 1700s, 1800s, when these two nations would come to war or whatever, and then everybody just kind of runs to the middle, and it's like whatever happens, like
yeah, dude.
Like that medieval, like that's pretty gnarly. And like you said, kind of like I assume that instinct kind of kicked in anyway, and you're like, what is happening? You got to kind of like settle in a little bit.
Oh, dude, I like there's like some videos that some people were sending me, and I was like, I was in the zone, and I think I can't remember who sent it to me. You could see where I had to like turn it off. I could tell because I was like jumping around, like I was just getting my body warm to like really just go after some people, man. And then I was like, no. Like a dog will it'll play with the other animals, and then it gets a little too carried away,
Yeah.
So that's me. So I had to definitely turn it off. But yeah, that shit was fucking crazy. I can't even describe that feeling. Like it was fucking awesome.
Was there any particular moment or opponent on the Tarp of Death that pushed you to your limit? I noticed that you took the drill dough. A lot of people were a recipient of that spot.
Yeah, dude. Like it's so funny. So I don't know if you are familiar with Bull Bronson. You know who that is? Not Bear Bronson, but Bull Bronson.
Yeah, he used to be in NXT, right?
No. Bull.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
He's from Illinois. He's like a really great deathmatch wrestler.
Okay.
Just in general, a really good wrestler. He's a huge dude. He's like 400 pounds. We wrestled each other at this like Juggalo float thing, which I'll tell you a story from that. It's pure fucking insanity. But like, he took a liking to me, and he trained with a guy named Greg Anthony. And Greg Anthony has trained a lot of guys in the South. He used to be tag team partners with Bobby Eaton. So but he's an old school guy, and he does not like deathmatch, and he's like pretty vocal. So a lot of people don't like him, But I ended up where I would like on weekends when I get off work, I would drive straight to Tennessee to go train, and then just to be able to hone my craft a little bit better. And Bull set me up with that, and so. But that dildo spot happened, and he messaged me. He was like, "Man, I saw that spot. I can't train you, or I can't book you anymore." And I was like, "Dude, I 100% get it, man. I get that."
Damn.
So, like a lot of people would be shitty about that, but the dude, like if you know him, he's very old school. Like he does not like what he really loves and respects the sport, and so when that happened, it's like he's got this kid-friendly Christian thing that he does, and like then you got me, and then we already had to change my name when I would wrestle for him, so it was like he just didn't want to be affiliated with like that like trash bag side of shit is what he would call it, so so I didn't get mad at him about it at all, but yeah, like so I just been kind of just getting it in when I can with different people, when they're in town and stuff like that. So but yeah, so like that happened, but it popped off, and I looked at Jess and I was like, please tell me I'm the first person to take that thing. She's like, no, you're like the third. I was like, fuck.
That's what everybody says. I know Jesse Daniels said the same thing. He was like, yeah. I once I realized I was the third or fourth person to take this thing, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, crazy. It's like we all just like suck the same dick
on a drill. Yeah, that was definitely one of the craziest. What's crazy is that I was there, but I didn't see that in person. I mean, obviously there was just so much shit happening. But like I seen all those clips afterwards where it was like, oh man, that was what was going on.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for something like that? I guess you can't really prepare for something.
Dude,
it was never done before, and it's just like you kind of got to figure it out once you're out there, right?
Well, the thing is like the stipulations kept changing throughout the whole day. Like, if you go off the tarp, you're eliminated. Well, then it turned into now it's pin or submission. Then there's like kind of going back and forth. Like literally before they started it, it was like Ricky Shane Page was he was like, guys, it's pin or submission, so don't he like made sure everybody heard that.
Yeah, I think I remember right before it started, I was like, what are the rules to this again? And then it just all of a sudden everything popped off, and it was like, well, fuck it, somebody's gonna win. And then I just seen people getting eliminated. I was like, okay, I guess it's I guess that's how we're rolling.
Yeah, dude, JB is like super fucking smart too, man. Like he pulled me aside. He goes, "Yo, come look at this shit." And we go out there, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Yeah, all this stuff people want to do, they're not going to be able to do. We're going to have to get rid of some shit, So, but yeah, like, yeah, I don't even know how to. I mean, it was fucking chaos. It's like Hunger Games mixed with like Braveheart.
Yeah, the Hunger Games thing. Yeah, that's what Mickey said. Hunger Games.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, it was like it really was like that.
Real life Hunger Games. Yeah, super gnarly. I know, like we spoke a little bit about it earlier, but you've been outspoken about wanting to grow the deathmatch scene in Arkansas. What motivated that mission?
I see it. There's a lot of guys here that are phenomenal wrestlers, and because things are kind of like so political, it's like there's just like a need for alternative things in the scene, and so we've created that, but along with that is like some pushback from people, and then also just like this divide. It's like, oh, you're like this, so you can't do this, and so I'm trying to get like
a us versus them sort of thing is happening. Yeah,
and it's like, dude, like it's not like that. We're in Arkansas, like nobody's really keeping an eye on what the fuck we're doing because of this, like because of what this is, and so there's a lot of people that stick out, and all of us are trying to like want the same thing, but we're gonna get there at some point. Like I'm in several talks with a couple people. My buddy Brian, he was actually at the Tarp of Death. He films all my stuff. He's a professional cinematographer, and he's got this like huge property out in the middle of Arkansas. It's like 30 acres or something like that.
Nice.
And I think we're just gonna eventually just do a tournament out there and try to get some people to come in and just make something happen, and then try to get more people like to see that there is like way more to this than just picking up a light tube and hitting somebody with it. So it's just pushing boundaries, and also like other people that want to do like the other type of wrestling. I love it all. So it's like giving those people opportunities too, and showcasing some of the talent that we have, because we do have a lot of talent in Arkansas. It's kind of nuts. Are you familiar with K Toomer?
No.
He's on. Him and Buck were both on GCW in Little Rock.
Okay.
Casey is his whole thing is fat jitsu. He's just like 400 and something pound dude.
I did see him. I do remember seeing fat jitsu.
Yeah, and he's like, it's crazy because he's like super athletic for a 400 pound dude. He can like jump into insecurities and all that stuff. But you know, he's such a good wrestler, you know, and he's one of those dudes that's like they'll pull you aside and be like, yo, dude, don't listen to that motherfucker because like he hasn't been doing it as long as like a lot of these people have. I think he's got under 10 years for sure. And so he's been on reality wrestling and you know, he's on Memphis TV and GCW's done GCW. And so it's just like it's all these guys that everybody told us like you're not gonna do nothing. You know, there's like what's different about you and then me, I'm like doing this and like those guys had control of things. So they would like put you in positions where you could never shine any. So
I feel like an easy way, and I'm sure you probably already know this, to weed through a lot of that is you know, I don't really take advice from someone that I wouldn't want to trade positions with, you know what I mean? Or in some respect, like if you haven't done the things that I'm trying to do, then why are you telling me what I can or can't do or what I, you know what I mean, can achieve? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is like I you know, there's got to be like mutual respect, and a lot of times it's like everything else, like the internet, all that stuff is like created this alternate universe where the things you say don't mean anything because it's just you know whatever, and then you get somebody in person who talks like that, and then like it changes when you go, okay, fine, we'll just fucking fight, dude. You want to fight? We'll just fight, and then they're like, oh no, you know. And it's like everybody's a tough guy until it comes down to like being tough. So, to some degree, I think that's got to be brought back into wrestling. You know, it's like there's a lot of these fucking promoters that like, you know, they know that they don't have to pay anybody shit because they can just get some dude who's going to fly in from somewhere and just do it for free. You know, so then that puts like all the other guys they've been doing it forever who are good. You know, they put them like on the fritz because they're like trying to make some money doing the shit. And then now it's like it's hard to make money because you have so many of those people doing shit, you know, and then like
they'll do it for nothing.
Yeah. And then the shows suck. And then it's like then you see these people's like stuff fall apart. And it's like, well, that's why, you know, it's like you don't want to pay for like good talent. And by no means do I think I'm like fucking phenomenal. I'm just an ass beater, dude. Like I just know how to fucking go. So, but you know, it's like you got to bring that back, honestly. So.
Yeah, not even just in wrestling, in life. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, like you said, that you know run their mouth or say things that they would never say in real life, and then once they're confronted with reality, they've never heard that before. Like, oh, let's fight. Like what? Like it's like
yeah, man.
It just got real.
My grandparents adopted me, and my grandpa was like super old school guy. He's like Cajun, and he was a state trooper here, and so like I think I was in like ninth grade probably, and I got into it with the kid on the bus, and we were like, well, fine, let's just go to our friend Gary's house and fight. And I was like, all right, so get off the bus, take my backpack off. My grandpa was like, what's going on? You know, it's like I got to go take care of something. He goes, okay, hold on. And he like, goes and gets a newspaper, gets in the car, and he's like, I'll take you. So I explained to him what's going on, and he goes, okay, backs up in the dude's driveway, and he goes, if you get your ass kicked, you don't come home tonight. And I was like, oh shit. He was like, I mean it. He's like, you fucking lose, you don't come home.
Grandpa was hardcore, huh?
Yeah, dude. And I was a fat kid, so I was like 350 pounds at that point. I was big, you know, and like I looked like a heavy metal Rosie O'Donnell, like super long, like a battle vest, you know, with like patches all over it.
Heavy metal Rosie.
Yeah, dude. And like I started getting my ass whooped, and like my grandpa had like he's like, don't come home. And I just like lit a fire in my ass. I got up and I beat that dude's ass, and then he took me to go get some cheeseburgers like right afterwards. So
hell yeah,
reward shitty behavior, you know.
Yeah, that's one of those moments though where it's like you know, he's trying to toughen you up at the same time, but also probably trying to see how far you were going to follow through with that. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, well, let's go, and then he took you, and
I was timid, man. I was like, you know, I had like a pretty fucked up childhood. So like, you know, I was like timid, fat kid. You know, I found solace in eating food and like all that. And I just like let people fuck with me forever. And I think he knew that like I had to be pushed, or it was like well, this is survival now. So like, you don't get to come home. So where the fuck are you going to stay at tonight? You know, I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have done that to me for real.
Yeah,
but you know, it was some mind game shit. You know, and he pulled out the best in me. So but
kind of like you know, if you keep letting that happen, then people are always going to walk over top of you. You know what I mean?
Always, yeah. And then from then on, I just knew I was like, well, I can just fuck this person up. You know, I don't have to put up with anybody's shit. And I can take an ass whooping. It's like I can just get my ass kicked anyways. The only difference is I can just fight them now.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You know, you can take the whooping. That's probably the most. Once you can get over that hurdle, you're like, hey, you can't fucking hurt me now.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I know you've mentioned some of it, but what kind of reactions have you gotten from like fans? I know you've mentioned promoters with the idea of bringing the deathmatch scene to the area. I guess it's mixed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, with the as far as like Arkansas goes, it's kind of mixed, but you know, it's like I have like people. I showed up to a thing one time, and a dude was just like, "You want to wrestle?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, but do you want to see me wrestle?" Like, because it was like a TV thing, you know, and it was like he wanted me to wrestle just because of the way I looked, you know, because I'm like 6'3", I'm 280 pounds, you know, so it's like, man, I don't actually. This is kind of weird, but then like, yeah, I get the same reaction, you know, all the time. I have people stop me all the time and ask me if I'm a pro wrestler, you know, without even know who the fuck I am, you know, because I just have like that build, I guess.
Yeah.
But then you do deathmatch, and so now you're pigeonholed, and now people don't want to book you because of that, you know. So it's different than like everybody online as far as like just that community. They really like it. And then whenever I see these people in person, even like the wrestlers, like just people I've been like watching for years now, they're just like, you have the look, you know, just whatever. And so that's been cool. I kind of forgot the question, honestly. So.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
We're good though. I know you had recently posted about, you know, reaching out and like, hey, like, is there anyone interested in Arkansas or in the area that wants to do this and, you know, like start this thing up, sort of say. So it's a good start, I guess, to kind of let people know that, hey, we're here and we're trying to do this.
Yeah. I want to. I had a couple people reach out, man, and I'm game. You know, just want to like. There's a guy here. His name's Prestigious P. He's a younger dude, and he's only had like one death match, and he did it with Baracho, and it was for Natural State Wrestling. It was super sick, and he's got a lot of heart, you know, and he's got a lot of potential. So, you know, it's getting these younger guys to believe in themselves, and you know, it's like, well, you know, I'm gonna do like this amount of these things. I'm gonna do this tournament, you know. I'm gonna try to get like one or two tournaments, and I'm gonna stop. And it's like, dude, you're young as fuck, man. Like,
just, like you're already done. You're already dead in the water if you're thinking like that, you know. Like,
just take care of your body, bro, and like just fucking do it. Like, you can look. Everybody listening, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can literally do it if you put the fucking work in. You can do it. Period. Like the only thing that's stopping you is fucking you. If somebody is in your way, then you just fucking figure out a way to go around that person and get shit done. Like I literally live in a state where like nobody knows what the fuck's going on. But now, like, you know, people in my town will stop me and go, "You still doing that wrestling thing?" Yeah, dude. Like, and then I have to explain to them what I'm doing. They're like, "That's fucking crazy," you know. So it's like those same people are the ones who are like, "You're not gonna do shit," you know. And you just don't fucking listen to that, man. And then also don't listen to the demons of doubt, man. You have these fucking voices in your head telling you all this negative shit, man. It's so easy to do that because you're your own worst critic, but like turn that shit off. Like if you want to really like build something with yourself, I always tell people this, like when I worked with homeless kids, you know, they all these like fucked up backgrounds. They're always depressed. They always like hated themselves and all this stuff, you know. It's like I make them do an exercise. Like I want you to write down 5 positive things about yourself and keep that list. Like if you can't do 5, try to do 3. You'd be surprised how long it takes you to come up with 3 things that are positive, but like you can come up with 20 real easy, you know? So it's like, when people are talking shit and then you're listening to your own shit at the same time, it's like, you got to navigate those waters and say, fuck that, dude. And just swim with the sharks and try to get past it, dude.
Yeah.
So that's been my mentality now. So it's like, I don't have. I'm 37, dude. I'm not sitting around waiting on shit, man. I'm going, and whatever the fuck is put in front of me, man. I'll go. I'm just ready to do it. Like I don't want to hold back anymore. I want to go do things. You know, I've been like this since I was a kid. Like I'm a huge kid. I love adventure. I like fucking fun, and you put me somewhere I'm going to thrive, especially when it comes to like violence and like depraved crazy shit, man. I fucking love that, dude. And it's like I found my tribe, you know, and I found multiple tribes, but this is like my tribe. Like all the people are so fucking cool, man. In deathmatch, I mean, like I'm sure there's a lot of shitheads, but I've had mostly positive encounters, you know. So it's been kind of crazy. So
Yeah, it's definitely sound advice for sure. You know, like kind of like, you know, you're always going to be your own worst critic, but if you say fuck it and just go for it, man, it's like you start seeing things fall into place for you, you know.
yeah, talk shit about yourself after you do the thing. Like don't talk yourself out of it and then talk shit. It's like, well, you didn't even give yourself the opportunity to fuck up. And then where the real work happens is when you do fuck up, what are you gonna do? Like you're just gonna give up and be a bitch? Oh, you gotta fucking get up and go do it again, dude.
Yeah, that negative self-talk sometimes is it can be really detrimental, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do you think that you have any plans to you know, have a promotion yourself, or you just kind of like trying to like get people connections together and a network together and just kind of see where things transpire?
You know, I really haven't really been super heavily involved with the TAC thing that we do at Vino's here recently, just because I've been so busy. My buddy William Blackwell's been doing all the booking, and he's really been taking care of that. He's been holding it down. But I'm kind of using like a lot of these opportunities I've been getting to like network and try to get those people to come down, and then like just wherever I can get them, you know, because I feel like there's so much crossover there. And it's funny because like all these guys are like, you're from where? And they're like, yeah, I'm from Arkansas. And they're like, oh my God. But then like anybody I know that's ever been here, they automatically fall in love with the place because it's beautiful, man. It's like super cool place, and there's an influx of people coming in from like Texas since like COVID, because you know all the guys from California moving into Texas, all the Texas people are moving down here, and so. But the town I live in is Hot Springs, and so it's like it was originally going to be like the first Las Vegas. So Al Capone used to come here and like run liquor underground. So we have like a entire like tunnel way that is under the city where they would run liquor.
Wow.
And like, natural hot springs like that produces like some of the hottest fucking water, mineral water, and you can drink it, and like really cool place. And there's a lot of musicians. There's a lot of art here that people overlook, you know. So our music scene's pretty good here, and you just wouldn't really know it, you know. So it's always like there's like
I was say Arkansas sounds super underrated right now.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, man. It's pretty sick, but it's the same thing. It's like it's these old heads. They kind of fuck it up for everybody. It's like they don't want anybody to like, you know,
find out.
Dude, yeah, and I get that because you know, trust me. As soon as you drive your car anywhere, you want to, you know, commit suicide in the traffic, you know. But it's like it's a really cool spot, man. If you ever come down to visit, man, just fucking let me know. We actually have like one of the best pizza places in the world here. Like my buddy's from New York. He opened up a spot here in Hot Springs, and he was on Barstool Sports and got the highest fucking rating. You know,
shit. I love what the One Bite with Dave Portnoy. I used to be
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, that's the place is called DeLuca's Pizza. It's super sick.
Okay.
But yeah, it's we have so many different characters, you know, in Arkansas, and it gets overlooked because you know it's like Beverly Hillbillies was a show, and it was like they were all from Arkansas, and they were just like dumb hick people, and we do have that, you know, that, but there's a lot of really cool people too. So.
Yeah, so I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, but I live in West Virginia now. So I can understand the maybe negative things that people say about Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
the same things they say about West Virginia too. So.
Yeah, West Virginia is pretty sick, man. Like it's very similar, like the landscape is. So, but.
Yeah, if I ever make it down there, yeah, we'll definitely have to connect. You know, maybe when the death match starts popping off, I have to come down there and check things out. The closest I've been to Arkansas was Dallas, Fort Worth. And a funny thing about that is I didn't realize, I guess, how close Arkansas was just when we were down there. Because we got like, they have like the stuff for like, travelers and tourists and like the little guides and whatever. And I grabbed one thinking it was a Dallas one. And I started to look through it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it was an Arkansas one. And I guess because it's not that far away that, they're trying to get people to, hey, why don't you just come over to Arkansas and do this and that, whatever. So
there's a lot of shit to do. It's a beautiful place, man. I live in the middle of a national park, so it's like,
oh yeah, that's probably really nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like you could be you're in a city that's surrounded by mountains. It's like you can literally just dip off at any point and be like hiking.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is out here. Where like I tell people, I live in West Virginia, but like I'm on like the Panhandle, so like I'm close to Maryland and Pennsylvania and Virginia, where like you said, we're city, but like at any moment I could just go a couple minutes off the beaten path and we could just be in the mountains somewhere, you know what I mean? Like not far, not far from the city. So it's cool to kind of have the best of mix of both worlds,
Sure. Yeah.
How do you balance though the violence, the art, and your own health and safety, when you're involved in this type of game?
Well, yeah, I work out 4 to 6 days a week. Here recently, I've got accumulated quite a bit of injuries, but I've been doing a lot of stuff to mitigate that. So like I do cold showers. I've been stretching a lot more. I've changed up my workouts to be more focused towards hypertrophy training to try to get blood flow into things to help them heal. I'm not lifting as heavy as I was just because I'm just my body's falling apart. Like you got to change things up and kind of do I want to deadlift 800 pounds? Yeah, sure, that would be sick. But or do I want to wrestle? And right now, wrestling is my thing, so I'd rather do that. And then on the other, like there's so many things that tie into it, like the spiritual side of things. There's the things I do outside of wrestling. It's like the work I've been doing nonprofit stuff for nearly 10 years now. So I just kind of I have to do things that feed my spirit. It's like you got to have a balance. It's like, yeah, I am this fucking crazy dude that likes to like bleed and like fucking punch people in the face and shit. But then also like I'm trying to build a community in general. Trying to be so I'm trying to be the person I needed when I was a kid. So it's like outside of
the yin and the yang, right?
Yeah. You gotta have both. It's like that old saying, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. So
I never heard that before, but yeah, that's very true. What's your personal philosophy when you step into deathmatch? What drives you?
Man, I just I had I really dive into like the samurai side of things. So it's like, this idea of like you have 2 or more people that are they're hard, they want to like prove themselves. Like who deserves that position more than anybody else, It's like and you have to prove yourself. And there's like nothing cooler than whenever you meet somebody and it's like even killed where you don't know who could win because it's like you're both having to go, I'm gonna go out on my shield, bro. Like I'm gonna like if I gotta die, then so be it. It's like what cooler way to die?
What better place than here? Yeah.
So it's like it's just it's doing that, but then like but storytelling, So it's like you're trying to tell a story. And it's of course like doing it in a way that is as safe as possible. So it's just it's so hard to like to gauge, when you like what you're agreeing to, but things can change drastically. The weather can change, and that really can fuck up a whole lot of things, with light tubes and glass and all that stuff. Or sometimes it's like you just get hit with something that you don't even. I have a scar on my head. I don't know if you can see, like it's like right here.
Oh yeah.
There's a guy named DB Cooper. He just moved. He's from Amarillo. He just moved to Pittsburgh. So he's been doing stuff up there. But really cool dude. We had a match, and we just kind of like dude, when we go out there, let's just fucking go, And we did. I cracked him over the head with a boat paddle on accident. It's like I went to go hit him over his back. He turned around, it broke over his head, and then we just started teeing off on each other. And then he grabs a beer bottle and then like breaks it and stabs me in my head like repeatedly. And it's like super fun. When we got done, dude, it was like we were just like covered in blood, like high fiving each other. Like, this is fucking sick, dude. This is so fun, that we just partied the rest of the night. So
yeah, it's crazy how something like that brings you guys closer together. You know what I mean? It's like you guys push each other to your limits in some retrospect, and it's like, hey, let's go fucking have a beer afterwards.
Yeah, you're experiencing something that nobody, like very few people want to take part in. So there's like that's the respect right there. It's like,
having that shared amongst each other. You know what I mean? It's like nobody really understands that. Yeah.
That was like the whole thing with Samurai. Was like they would go into these battles, but they had full honor and respect for the opponent. Like, they would collect heads of people that were great warriors. In some cases, they would skin their face off, and they would make that the mask of their thing. It was just super fucking cool. They would like lacquer it up and do all that. But like, D Beats a man. He's another TFC guy. Total fucking chaos. He's in that clique with Chuck Stein and Baracho and what's his name? My brain's so fucking stupid right now. But yeah, like those dudes are tough. I mean, we've had a lot of run-ins. I'm actually wrestling Baracho this weekend for the Natural State Wrestling Championship in at the Loco X Brand and New First City show. So gonna do that, and then just me and him have had more run-ins than I've wrestled him more than anybody, and every time it's just fucking gnarly, like brutal. We always beat the fuck out of each other. So,
well, they say right that the ones that or that you're closer to, you beat the shit out of even more than you would somebody else, right? Because you know how far you can kind of push it with them, right? Because you've done it so many times. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm going to beat the shit out of you, and you're going to beat the shit out of me, and you know kind of what to expect.
Well, the thing with him is like it started out like with that cocaine spot. It's like. We put the coke on the rope, dude, and he got it fired up, and we won the match. But then they fucking stole our shit. Like they took our bag, and so then like a couple months later, we had a coke on a rope match where we like tied the bag up to the ceiling. And we had to like try to get it down, and then they like fucked us out of that. And then so it's just been this constant thing. He like cut me off in a match and like skewered me. He like put a trash bag over my head and skewered me and threw me off a fucking sound booth, like through some fucking table. And then like we just keep going back and forth. We did a no ring match for the band Paleface Swiss, which is like a European like deathcore band. Surreal moment. Like there's a hardcore band called Stick to Your Guns that was on that tour and some other stuff. There's like damn near sold out venue of like 800, close to 1,000 people, and we're just doing a no ring fucking fight through the crowd and like beating the shit out of each other. And so we just continuously have these run-ins and these moments with each other where it's like we're enemies, but we're like we respect each other,
Yeah. So how does that work for a band? If they get booked to come in to do like a no ring show, do you think they know in ahead of time that they're getting booked for something like that? Or is it just like, hey, you're booked for the show and we're also having this crazy death match here in the middle of this?
So I wrestled for that band twice now. The first time was in Arkansas. So I had a friend that she books the like heavier shows in Little Rock. And she messaged me one day and was like, hey, you want to do a no ring show? And I was like, well, like a match, just a match. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that would be sick. She's like, do a death match before Paleface comes out. And I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. So me and William Blackwell did it. And I became acquainted with all those guys and their tour management. And then they went on tour again. And I asked my buddy, I was like, hey, is there a way you can get in contact with them and like see if I can do this again? And so they had just like really popped the fuck off since the last time I wrestled for them. I mean, like, it was in a room full of like maybe 200 people the first time, and this time it was like damn near 1,000, and it was a like super big venue in Dallas, and so basically I got in contact with their management, and they got in contact with the venue, and the venue agreed to it, and it was pretty awesome. We had security kind of stand around us to make sure nobody got involved. And we had weapons throughout the whole place, and we just beat the fuck out of each other, man. Just beat the shit out of each other. So, but the people had no clue that was going on, so it was a surprise, you know. So they were like, "This is fucking crazy." So we like got a whole new fan base out of that. Like a lot of those people are keeping up with Deathmatch now, and they never even knew what the fuck it was. So.
Yeah, it's a cross that I think works really well. I haven't been to a no ring show, but it's definitely on my bucket list, so to say. They do them about maybe 2.5, 3 hours away from where I'm at now in Morgantown, West Virginia. And I think JB is going to be on the show coming up pretty soon there. But yeah, it's definitely a whole different feel. And like you said, you'll get a whole new crowd that wouldn't have been fans before that might be like, hey, I might want to start watching Deathmatch now because this is pretty fucking dope. So
yeah, me and him actually we wrestled at there's this really cool spot in Arkansas, Court, Arkansas. It's called the Heathen House. Mm-hmm. And this dude has this huge property, and it's got campsites on it. But he has this music festival. It's all death metal bands, and he brings in like some of the biggest acts in like underground death metal and stuff, and then puts this like really badass fest on. And me and Bracho wrestled each other at that, and we just did a one-off match. And you know, it's like the people there had no clue what the fuck was going on. And then the next year, we got Sleazy involved and with Natural State Wrestling. We did a full-blown tournament earlier this year, and the people loved it. And we just went all out. Like I actually, this motherfucker, man. So they had this VIP like treehouse thing that is like where you can see the stage, and it's like, you know, it's like an adult treehouse. It's really cool. And me and him end up fucking getting into it, and we're just fighting. We end up at the top of this thing, is about 10 feet up in the air, and he hits me with a chair, and I fall out of the treehouse and go through tables. And you know, I'm a big dude. That's a pretty big fall, you know. So and then he won the title from that. So now I'm going up to his home turf in Houston. He's from the Dallas area, but I'm just gonna beat his fucking ass. I'm taking that motherfucker home with me. So
you said that's the Loco show that's coming up?
Yeah, Loco next brand. So
yeah, that'll be a
city too. So yeah, that whole weekend is so fucking stacked. It's like, you know, you got four of some of the biggest like companies all in one area. So it's like Seven's doing a show, then the X brand Loco New First City thing is 2 days. So it's gonna be fucking awesome, man. You have Jesse and Chondo, and then there's like a secret person nobody knows about. They're all three gonna have to fight Necro. So it's just like, yeah, man, that's gonna be fucking gnarly.
Yeah, I seen I think Chondo posted that he thought it was a handicap match, and then he realized it was a gauntlet type match.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like the thing was like, I mean, if you never been punched in the face before, boys, so you're gonna get the fuck beat out of you, man. Like that's all there is to it, dude. And then he's like the coolest to party with. I got back to my hotel after we had our match, and him and Lane show up to the hotel, knock on the door, and I'm like, fuck, man, who's this? You know, open the door, and he just comes in. He's got like a towel tap, like tied around.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures of it.
And he's got like a fucking a Walmart like cooler bag, and like everybody at the campsite at Carnage Cup passed out, so he just like legit took everybody's shit, like all their alcohol, and brought it back, and like just fucking
let's party.
Kept going, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a one of one. That's for sure.
Yeah, the thing I like about him, man, is like, you know, it's like, yeah, he says some controversial shit, and like there may be some things I don't agree with that he says, but you know, it's like also, you know, it's his internet persona. But then like the all the hate and everything, it's funny, but it's like he will legit just fight you. So it's he does not give a fuck. That's why I like him. The dude is like he's not worried, man. It's like if you don't like him and you're talking shit and you act like you want to fight, he will fight you. So
yeah,
he'll go to jail. He won't have a problem with it, you know. So
we need more of that in this world. I think sometimes, you know,
you really do, man. You really do.
So, how do you personally come down or recover after putting your body through, you know, that kind of chaos?
Just like I said, man, go to the gym and like just try to eat right. And right now, like my main focus is I'm gonna try to get like in the most crazy shape I've ever been in. Um, I'm gonna really push it over these next couple months. So the next year, I'm planning on going to Australia and doing deathmatch down under at some point. I've been talking to them, so right now I'm trying to get funds for that. I'm kind of in this weird spot where it's like I'm starting to get momentum, but it's like there's not a lot of money involved right now, and so I just have to prove myself and like kind of put my time and money into things. But I also like trying to get help from other people so I can just do the thing. So I'm wanting to go do that, and I want to get a match in Canada. Uh, just going to try to travel and try to do as many matches as I can next year, and just kind of go. I got another thing that I can't really say yet. On the 22nd of this month, I'm just waiting for it to be announced. But it's a bigger show too, so it's going to be cool.
Nice.
But yeah, keep an eye out for that for sure.
What's your proudest moment so far on your journey?
Ooh, man. I think for me, it's that conversation I had with my stepson, and then just doing it, and being, me and him watching matches, and then being in the same locker rooms of those people who were watching matches of, So that's really cool. So uh, it's like I'm on a first name basis with Mickey Knuckles now. It's like really fucking weird, It's like we've run out a couple times, that been on the same shows and stuff, and like, super fucking cool person. Like now, like what you see is what you get, and I love that. And that's what a lot of these guys are like. And so, but when I first started really getting into this stuff now, is like, I always like watch Slack, and so it was cool meeting him. So I was like into his bands and stuff before I even knew he wrestled. So, yeah, it's like it was just crazy like that. All that, just that one conversation pushed me to do that, and it's cool that to prove that you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like set that example for your kid, And so that's my biggest moment, honestly.
And you're out here
gonna continue doing that.
Does your stepson, does he watch your matches, your deathmatch stuff?
Yeah, he's been to a couple matches and he'll watch them and stuff, but like wrestling's not really his thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like he's seen a couple of them. He likes to go and talk shit. So
yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah,
that's how I'm. I like to be a part of the show, so to say. Not really, but like I like to get my rocks off while I'm there. That's what we all fucking go for. So yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to just watch people get fucked up too, man. Like
yeah, and then you could just be the standby observer.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to younger wrestlers looking to get into deathmatch right away?
Yeah, it just goes back to that belief in self. Like find your niche. Like not everybody's advice is good advice. Sometimes people don't have your best interest. Really find people that you trust in this. It's like I've been blessed because I've had a lot of people come in and do stuff. It's like that pushed me in the right way. If I would have done this when I was younger, man, there's no telling what would have happened. So it's like because I was just such a shithead and just didn't really have like much life experience, and I would have just done a bunch of dumb shit. So I think like me being a little bit older has kind of been a benefit in a lot of ways. So, but yeah, it's just like trying to find people who are like going to try to bring you up, and then you ask them a question and they don't have an answer to it, and then they take you to somebody else that does. Like those are the type of people you want. You want people that are going to be honest with you. My dog is losing her fucking mind.
Is that what? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I got one more for you, and I'll let you go. But yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I feel like you said, sometimes people will give you advice, and it's almost like they'll give you advice at according to like what they want you to do or where they want to kind of keep you or gatekeep you in a certain way. So it's like when you find those right people that are really have your best interest, and like you said, if they don't have the answer, they can find someone that does. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But finally, I have for you, what message do you want to send to fans in Arkansas and the entire deathmatch community? And what's next for Buddy Badcock?
Man, I'm game. Like, I just want to show people that it doesn't matter. Like, nothing matters as far as what other people think about you. You just got to do your thing. I'm down to legit fucking fight anybody. Like, I'll do a match with anybody. I've got like tons of plans in the works, but then also, just like Arkansas is cool, and I want people to believe in Arkansas again, and like, see that we have like a lot of things going on, and just that's really it. I just want to do cool shit, man. I just really want to create cool moments and have fun with people, and like, fans when they show up. I think like it's the worst thing when you like something, and you like the people involved in it, and they're just fuckheads, and it just kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth. And I'm a fan. Like, I'm just another one of the boys, dude. I just want to, like, whatever you're into, I'm probably into too, and like, come hang out. I'm gonna have fun. Like, that's really it.
Hell yeah. So where can the people find you? I know you've plugged a few of your events that you have coming up, but anything that you have coming up, let the people know. And where can they reach out to Buddy?
So I'm doing the X Brand Loco New for City show in Houston this weekend. Let's see, December 6th in Little Rock at Vino's is a TACW show. I'm going to be doing a death match there also. Let's see, I'm trying to think. There's a tournament in Brookport, Illinois called Mayhem's Pro Wrestling. We got a lot of guys that are on that. We got Hardcore Hillbilly, Cousin Condry, Brian Richards, Herzog, the Viking Wizard is on it. I believe Hoodfoot is on it. I'm trying to. There's that's going to be a really good show. And then November 22nd. All I can say is I'm going to be in Florida. I'm not going to say for what, but should be announced in the next couple of days over the week or something. So.
Okay. Yeah. And by the time this comes out, it might be announced. So everyone definitely go ahead and check out that. And this is your handle, right? Is that for all platforms?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys can reach out to Buddy if you want to book him, bring him in. I'm a fan, and I want to see guys like yourself thrive and do, take over, man, because we need more people like yourself in the scene for sure.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I think that like it's a team effort, man. It's like if we're all having division, then it's just going to make it hard for everybody. And such a niche thing. We all need to kind of come together and make some shit happen. Yeah. Otherwise, like all the fighting and the bickering and all that stupid shit, man, it doesn't do anything, and we're not lifting anybody up. We're all like making it harder. Like, you just gotta fucking stop, dude. It's kind of ridiculous, but But then I also understand having beef too. But it's like, don't do that on the internet. Just fucking fight each other.
Yeah, just handle it. Just handle it when you got to handle it. But yeah, man, I always say wrestling's a niche, and then deathmatch is like a niche of a niche. So it's like it's a small world. So it's like gotta kind of conduct yourself in the right way. But hey, it is what it is. Everyone's gotta do what they gotta do until they fuck around and find out sometimes, right?
Yeah, we're like the shit porn of wrestling. Not many people like that.
We're the 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah. Which oddly enough is ice cream. Did you know there's ice cream in that video?
Is it really?
Yeah.
All this time.
Which I'm so glad, because that fucked me up, man.
That was like one of the first big viral videos when we're around the same age. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember telling my grandpa about that, and I was like, yo, so my friend sent me this video, just want to let you know, it's on the computer. And he's like, yeah. So what's up? I said, well, these 2 girls are making out. And he's like, oh yeah? And I was like, then one shit's in a cup, and they start looking. He's like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Now, what were they doing? So
he still wanted to know.
Yeah, he was just blown the fuck away that people were doing that. So yeah, that was fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And you never know what's going to come up here on the Bingo Hall. 2 Girls, 1 Cup made an appearance here at the end. But
just me and you know.
Yeah. I appreciate you, buddy, for stopping by.
Yeah.
And like I said, I look forward to seeing where things transpire for you. And until next time, see ya.
See you.